Notre Dame looks to end the season on a winning note.
You know, as a program, like after the loss against Clemson, that's what we've been striving for is 10 wins.
The Fighting Irish are in El Paso for a top 20 matchup in the Sun Bowl. With a new starting quarterback and several more new faces in the starting lineup, who will seize the opportunity?
Coach Free has another big message about this bowl game is grasping the opportunity. I think personally I have a great opportunity in this game, and as a team I think we have a tremendous opportunity to go home with 10 wins and put a cap on the season with the Sun Bowl win.
It's bowl season, and it starts now on WSBT 22.
You are looking live at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. We're a little more than 30 minutes away from kickoff as Notre Dame, you can see, getting set to face Oregon State to wrap up the 2023 season. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this special presentation of WSBT Sports. I'm Pete Byrne and joined by Eric Hansen, the co-publisher of InsideNDSports.com. Over the next half hour, we're going to have everything you need to get ready for kickoff between the Fighting Irish and the Oregon State Beavers. Eric, we've had a busy month with lots of news to digest, but I don't know about you. I'm excited to finally just get to watch some football today.
Watch some football and watch maybe kind of a quasi-preview for the 2024 season. Not complete scenes, but little pieces that will give us a clue about what next year's team will look like.
Much better idea after today. We do have some news to get to at the start of our program today. We woke up this morning to the news that Jaden Mickey's mother lost her battle with cancer overnight. Mickey, a sophomore cornerback, in line to make the start today for Notre Dame. As far as we know, he's supposed to play today.
Right. So Jaden Mickey's mom, Nilka, they live out in California, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in February of 2020. This fall, she entered hospice care, said, you know what, no more chemotherapy for me, and she passed away. Lamar, Jaden's dad, announced it on Twitter/X this morning, and our thoughts and prayers go to their family. He was able to spend some time with her around Christmas before the team headed to El Paso, so best case scenario in a really sad situation. But again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Mickey family.
Yeah, well said, and it'd be interesting to see if and how the team is able to rally around him in his grief today. Meanwhile, there's a growing trend right now in college football. We've been talking about it for a while, but the top players opting out of bowl games for various reasons, and it's hit Notre Dame much harder this bowl cycle than ever before. Take a look at just some of the players who won't be playing in today's Sun Bowl. And Eric, obviously some very impactful names on this list. These guys all choosing to turn pro versus play today.
Yeah, well, Steve Angeli's going to be playing quarterback, and he's looking at 76 and 54 not being there and saying, this job isn't the same that it was during the season with those 2 NFL-ready tackles. Yeah, a lot of opt-outs, and it's not just the top-line guys like Joe Alt, who's going to be a first-round draft choice. You have some, because of the transfer portal cycle, you have some kind of middle-level reserves, top reserves opting out as well. For Notre Dame, it almost adds up to 20. It's about 19.
Yeah, you mentioned the transfer portals. We take a look at some of the notable names that have chosen to transfer away from Notre Dame that still have eligibility left. If you look at this list, Zeke Correll, your starting center for most of the year. Holden Stays became the starting tight end when Mitchell Evans went down. And then all of these wide receivers. I mean, not only is Steve Angeli making his first career start, but all the guys that you would think would be his primary pass catchers, they're not available today.
Yeah, it's fortunate for Steve Angeli and Marcus Freeman in that some receivers that haven't played much or at all in the past couple months are all coming back at the same time. Matt Salerno, Jaden Thomas, Deion Colsey, and KK Smith. He'll make his debut in the Sun Bowl, a Texas kid making his season debut after having off-season shoulder surgery.
And by the way, if you're watching the game today and you're curious about Matt Salerno, he has switched to number 4 now that Chris Tyree is gone, so you'll see him there. Now, Sam Hartman's decision to skip the bowl game means that, as we said, sophomore Steve Angeli will make his first college start this afternoon in the Sun Bowl. WSBT 22's Bennett Wise is anchoring our coverage today in El Paso. He joins us live on the field at the Sun Bowl. Bennett, Marcus Freeman has said repeatedly he has lots of confidence in Angeli.
Yeah, that's right. That trigger word that Marcus Freeman used really since the beginning of the season, too, when talking about his backup and now starter Steve Angeli, was, like you said, confidence. He has a lot of it this week. He said he has a lot more comfort, too, having his quarterback coach, now the interim offensive coordinator, Gino Guidugli, calling plays for him this week. He said it'll put him in a better position to succeed and add some more comfort to playing quarterback and making his first collegiate start. Now, he was also very adamant this week in trying to get a 10th win for Notre Dame. Angeli did make the most of his opportunities during the regular season. He completed nearly 75% of his passes, and Marcus Freeman wants Steve Angeli to just be Steve Angeli during this ball game.
To me, he's earned the right in practice to be Sam Hartman's backup, and in the opportunities that he's played in games, he's done really well. And so you got to be Steve Angeli. Don't be Sam Hartman. Don't be anybody else. Be Steve Angeli. Take care of the football. That's always a big thing for me. Take care of the football.
I think it's tremendously important. You know, Coach Free has another big message about this bowl game is grasping the opportunity. I think personally I have a great opportunity in this game, and as a team I think we have a tremendous opportunity to go home with 10 wins and put a cap on the season with the Sun Bowl win.
So right now, there are actually only 2 quarterbacks listed on the depth chart for Notre Dame. You have Steve Angeli making his first career start, Kenny Minchey backing him up, and a new development that I just saw during warmups, New Prairie alum Chase Ketterer, a former quarterback for the Cougars as well. He was warming up alongside Angeli and Minchey, so we can expect him in kind of an emergency role if it comes down to that. But really cool to see the current Irish running back, former New Prairie quarterback, back in his old position.
All right, Bennett, thank you. And that's interesting information. We love Chase Ketterer. Hopefully we don't see him play today. Yeah, other than maybe a late knee. Yeah, one thing that should help Angeli's transition from backup to starter today, Eric, is familiarity with the play caller. Jared Parker, the offensive coordinator, decides to leave to take the head coaching job at Troy last week. But quarterbacks coach Gino Guidugli is going to be calling the plays for Notre Dame in the Sun Bowl.
Right, and he's not remaking the playbook. I think he has to adapt to the different personnel and so forth. And then Gino was a little bit undecided where he was going to call the plays from. Originally he thought, okay, let's do it on the sideline. He's changed his mind. He's going to do it up in the press box. But you'll see the Notre Dame offense you're used to seeing. But I think you'll see Gino Guidugli's spin on it. I think he'll be a little bit more cavalier with some of the calls, saying that it's a bowl game, and why not let it all fly?
Certainly nothing to lose. And speaking of familiarity, we spoke with Steve Angeli about the comfort level that comes with having his position coach being the one who calls the plays today.
Definitely gives me a feel of comfort. Like you said, I spend every day with him, and as you know, I'm literally in his office 24/7 throughout the week. So it definitely does give me some comfort to know that he'll be up there calling it and putting me in position to succeed.
We will get to see what that wrinkle looks like in just a few minutes. Right now, though, Eric, we need to take a quick break. But when we come back, we are closing in on kickoff between Notre Dame and Oregon State. When we come back, we'll return to El Paso, where we take a closer look at the Beavers and the challenges they pose. You're watching the Sun Bowl pregame special on WSBT 22.